Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Man, that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
You already know what it is. WCS back on this Sunday. Big blunts and boxing first in the mother effing building on deck. What's good with it? Salute to the big homie WCS. Salute to you. Shout out to the queen herself, Fistiana Fights. Shout out to the vets in the building. Appreciate you pulling up in the building on deck once again. Peace and blessings, chat. Peace and blessings, WCS. Peace and blessings to you. Peace and blessings to you. Lost Art of Boxing, the LAB. What's good? Good morning to you, brother. Good morning to everybody that's in the building. Toby Bartlett. What's good, Toby? Shout out to you. Good to see you on deck again there, Toby. You already know. What's your thoughts on that Eubanks fight? Definitely got to ask you that. You know what I'm saying? So let's get cooking, man. You know what I'm saying? This is an MMA boxing fight recap. Of course, UFC 283 popped off. But if you look at the title, it's going to be, speak on the UFC 283, Eubanks' career over. You know what I'm saying? What do we have left next? His dad must have known something. His dad fully understood that he didn't want his son dropping down and taking that fight at a lower weight class because it could have been detrimental as far as what we seen yesterday. He could have been knocked out even worse against a welterweight fighter such as Conor Benn, especially if Conor Benn was juicing. We're going to talk about Jahi Tucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that needs to be, forecasted a bit more, in the boxing airwaves so people can get an understanding that when you talk about the sweet signs, it's not just a boxer going in there throwing heavy shots. It's not just because you like that particular boxer, but the sweet signs encompass a lot of areas of the sport, especially when it comes to the technical know-how, the boxing curriculum. That's all I'm saying. The sweet signs just has so much to it. You never heard somebody say, okay, they was in there in science class and they did an experiment and it didn't encompass putting a lot of things together to come to the results that they wanted, to bring forth the results that they wanted. They had to make sure the formula, was added up with all the variables, including to the formula to get the results that you want. One thing we can say about him being one of the new up-and-coming fighters, he's sitting at 9 victories and 0 defeats. I just want to start this off by giving you an understanding of how unique Jahi's game is. Just one portion, one area of his game. You know what I'm saying? One area that's very beautiful to watch, because we used to sit up here and marvel at Pernell Whitaker and how he was able to be defensively minded. You know what I'm saying? When he has punches coming at him, he's able to elude them, no matter if he was putting on the windshield wipers, left and right, lateral, front to back, the way he used his foot movement, and then he'll give you a little dance at the end. That was Pernell Whitaker. People praise him for being able to have his defensive prowess. But today, I don't know. It's too much language just out there that's saying these fighters are running. These fighters are jogging. They unwilling to engage. Now, I get what you're talking about when it comes to the Boots Ennis and Karan Chudikin situation. But still, even Karan had a layer to the sweet science. It may not have fit the entertainment value that you was looking for, but still it was boxing because he was landing some nice counter shots. He was bringing his opponent to him. He was bringing his opponent and he was thinking in there. He wanted Boots to chase him, man, so he can land something. It's no better knockout or landing a punch when somebody's momentum is coming towards you and you get to use it to their disadvantage. Almost like, pretty much similar to the Rolly Romero and Gervonta Davis situation. Gervonta said he didn't even really hit him that hard. He just brought him to him. He ran into the shot. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Pop on deck. Salute to you. Eubanks just don't got it. I got to go. Just wanted to show support to the channel. No doubt. Appreciate you pulling up, bro. Shout out to Toby Barlett in the building. Enjoy your day. Sweet Pete in the pocket defense was second to none. Man, we got to just, I want to show you something right quick. All right? I want to show you Jahi Tucker when he was this video. This is a clip of him that just went viral when it hit the scene. And a lot of people just think, it has a lot to do with just going in there brawling or trying to bully a fighter. You have rounds to put in. You know what I'm saying? You have rounds. When you're a prospect coming up, even if you have 4 rounds, you have to know how to gauge the 4 rounds because there's 3 minutes in between. This ain't the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? You have 3 minutes per round. If you go up there and dump your entire load, or you don't know how to pace yourself, or you just don't train for that type of fight. Fighters learn that once they come into the sport. They learn it and they gradually get better at it as they increase they rounds per bout. 4, 6, 8, 10, even the 12 rounders. But I want you to pay attention to how beautiful this sequence is with 9-0 Jahi Tucker, who's currently, a welterweight. All right. Shout out to Deer Park. Shout out to Team Tucker. But I just want you to take a look at his timing. He has impeccable timing. His reflexes on his timing is amazing. One more time. See, if it was that easy, everybody could do it. That's what they always say, right? If it was that easy, everybody can do it. But in the fight game, everybody don't have the same style, nor do they have the same mentality. Everybody's mindset is different, bro. Now, let me show you a more recent video of him in sparring, okay? He's not just doing this under the bright lights, which he's been able to do since his debut. He's been doing this before he was under the bright lights. You know what I'm saying? His rhythm and motion is a beautiful part of the art to watch because you need to respect the defense. We can't sit up here and continue to be contradicting, what they call it, contradictory bias. Because one fighter you like, and they cannot do any of it. They take a little bit more punishment, but yet they're giving you the aggressiveness that you want. And then on the other hand, you have the fighters who finesse. They want to go in there and box, stay clean with it. You know what I'm saying? Take less punishment, have a more of a durable or longevity in their career. And that's what defense is gonna allow a fighter like Jahi to have, because he has hand speed. So when you have hand speed and you're able to touch somebody up with 3 to 4, 3 to 6 punch combinations, slip underneath the counter. You know what I'm saying? Reset, come back with another multi-punch combination. Those are punches that is scoring. It don't make a difference on the type of fighter that you like. If you like that certain fighter that give you the Jessica McCaskill effect, the Isak Cruz effect, you know what I'm saying? Boxing fans gonna like power. It ain't going nowhere. It's not going anywhere. But you have to understand what they talk about when it comes to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali wasn't no strict power puncher. You can't compare Ali to Foreman. You can't compare him to Frazier. This man had a different way of fighting. He took a little bit more punishment than I would like, but he had a different way of fighting, bro. Let's look at the more recent sparring session and check out the combination exchange, man. You know what I'm saying? Just check out the sequence for yourself. You practice how you play. You practice how you play, especially under the bright lights. Oh, good move. Did you see the last defense sequence? Good Lord. Jesus Christ. Let's just check out the Jacob, right? Let's just check out the timepiece initially when he landed that counter shot on his opponent. And his opponent was so eager to fire off a counter shot that Jahi was nowhere to be seen. I mean, this is beautiful work. This is somewhat like a part of a boxer skill set. I can't say you can't teach it. You can teach it, but it has to be in the fighter himself or herself to have the timing to make it work and benefit them each and every time they do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Every time they want to slip a punch, anytime they want to bring their opponent to them, you know, lay off a 6 to 8 punch combination, 8 to 10. You know, Jahi's been able to get off on a punch combination that was 12, 14 punch combination and still keep the engine running, right? But when you're punching these guys, regardless from what it looked like on the outside, if you get punched by somebody with hand speed like that and they touching you up and you feel the punches and your first thing is retaliation, I got to get a counter shot, I got to respond, I got to get that get back, and you swing for the fences and that person isn't there, that's even further humiliation to what just happened. He touched you up, and then when you try to respond, he was gone. Let's just look at this sequence one more time. Oh, good move. Come on, bro. This is a part of the sweet signs. Y'all need to pay attention to Jahi Tucker, bro. This man, look, this fighter only has non-professional fights. Did you see the head movement? Did you see how he is on time, man? His timing is fucking impeccable. When he punches people, they're going to underestimate his freaking speed, first of all. And you take that speed and his mindset, his ring IQ to deliver these punches, it's always a step ahead of his opposition. Oh, good move. Just saying. He drew his opponent towards him, and each and every time he made his opponent pay for following him. Instead of cutting off the ring, his opponent wanted to chase him. And you know, because he feels some type of way of getting touched up. You know, people have to understand it's not just, you know, the power aspect of boxing. It's a lot more, man. When somebody touching you up with multiple punch combinations and they're not there for you to touch them back, you're going to have it like, God damn, they just got over. They just got over on me. God damn, man. I got to get that back, especially in sparring. Especially in sparring, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is a special young talent a young sensation is coming up. I wouldn't too much call him a prospect at the end of the day, because just like I asked Xander Zayas, what number of fights do you have to have? What level of performance do you have to have for people not to call you a prospect? I always have to use the Teofimo effect. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez, you got to look at him at 14 fights, man. Heading into his 14th fight. He heading in there for a title eliminator with Masayoshi Nakatani. He goes in there with Richard Comey in his 15th fight, and he smashes him, man. Richard, good guy, man. Shout out to Richard Comey. Every time I use this now, I always say he smashed him, but he did. He stopped him in the second round. And then he goes in there and beats Lomachenko. You're talking about 13 professional fights, title eliminator, right? 15 professional fight, he's contending for a championship. 16, he can contending for undisputed. Now you look at Jahi Tucker, he only has 9 professional fights. He's about to step back in the ring this year. If he keeps going the course he's going, he may be potentially in there for a title shot, title eliminator, something to that extent up the road. But my whole point for bringing him and highlighting him is something that seems to be missing in the conversation a lot. Like fighters just going in there boxing, and I'm not saying none of them have head movement. It's a lot of fighters have head movement. But the one thing I must highlight about Jahi, not only does he have head movement, but his mobility and coordination adds to a beautiful work of art when you're talking about dance hall effect, rhythm and motion, the way he's able to move while he's moving his head, avoiding punches. And shout out to Shaw News, Showtime Shaw on deck. Shout out to him for being the lens, being in the trenches at the gym, getting all this coverage that one day they're going to look back on all this coverage in the gym and they're going to say, man, the travels have been amazing. You know what I'm saying? These travels, I remember when we was doing this, and this. The travels have been amazing. And the wild part about it that he has a little brother that's lethal too. He's going to be in the professional ranks in the near future. He's a national champion. You know what I'm saying? Multi-time national champion. He's a killer. So I'm giving you the heads up. I'm putting it out there. Pay attention to the work that's going on with Shaw News and putting Jahi Tucker out there and what they got going on to the gym. His pops, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Coach Tucker. They over there doing their thing, man. And this guy has an amazing skill set to him. He has hand speed. He has ring generalship. First of all, he has ring generalship. What comes to make that ring generalship entertaining to the boxing fans is that the way he goes in there and delegate his authority on his opponent. He has hand speed. He has cardio. He has head movement, foot movement. You know what I'm saying? And his countermeasures. His countermeasures is fucking amazing, bro. I'm not even talking about his offensive strategy, because he has offense. He ain't just no counterpuncher, but his countermeasures, the way he sits up here and put you on the clock. Not everybody can have that. That's something you have to psychologically, be blessed with. Real talk. I mean, not every fighter will tell you. It's like if you got some actual boxers that are listening to me, they say, well, you don't have to do all that movement. You can just pretty much stand in the pocket, somewhat like Dimitri Bivol did, and you can have just as much success. Okay, you're right. I'm not comparing him to all boxers. I'm just saying the way he's able to use his movement when he chooses to. And then if he chooses to stand in the pocket, he select that, he can do that also. But always understand the man has amazing defense. His cardio is something that any fighter should be concerned about. Because when you have fighters that's up here moving the way he do, you have to have an engine to power that shit from round to round to round to round. You have to have an engine to do that. How does the engine get the way it is in training, in fight camp? You know what I'm saying? You have to mold yourself for the bright lights to go in there and make that happen. So shout out to Team Tucker, man. Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing what you're doing. Y'all go over there and follow Shaw News over there on IG, man. You know what I'm saying? Give him a follow. Check him out. Check out Jahi. Who is Jahi Tucker on IG? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, don't wait till he become, in contention for a world championship, or he picks up that chip to follow the young sensation. Check him out right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting it out there. All right, let's move forward to, the situation I was talking about. I mean, let's get to the UFC 283, right? UFC 283, as you look down in my comments on YouTube, right? They had a card where it was a lot going on. They announced Jose Aldo, one of the legends of the sport. Jose Aldo, those of you that remember him, he was an absolute amazing mixed martial artist, one of the best to ever do it. When he was in the WEC, he reigned as the featherweight champion in the WEC, and when the WEC was phased out, they pretty much grandfathered the fighters over to the UFC in those weight classes. But they just didn't automatically say, if you was a champion over in WEC, you can come over here and you're going to be a champion as we start these weight classes. This was a process when the UFC was beginning to clean up the organization. They have now sanctioned and cleaned up the damn divisions. They've came up with rules and regulations and everything else. They have their own gloves. They have their own kits, all that shit. So they brought Jose Aldo over there and many others, but this is about Jose Aldo. And he came over there and he fought for the vacant featherweight title. So he had 6 title defenses, bro. Like he was who he was over there in WEC, a legitimate certified champion. Came over to the UFC champion, beat Hominick. And then he had his defenses of his title until he ran into Conor McGregor. Now, I've been on record. I'm not going to make it about Conor McGregor, but some of the things he did, a lot of what he did during that time when he beat Jose Aldo was legendary. You know what I'm saying? I will always put what Conor McGregor did in legendary status because he was the first to do it. If you're the first to do something, it goes down as being legendary because you was the first to do it, right? So when he went in there and knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds, I couldn't believe it. I was in awe. Jose Aldo was in awe. You know what I'm saying? And his career after that was what it was, but they inducted him into the International Hall of Fame. And he's well-deserved, man. He ended his career with 8 defeats, but he did a lot in his career for people to remember him. A lethal leg kicker. Very thorough on his back, Jiu-jitsu wasn't his weakest point at all. Like he was a well-rounded mixed martial artist. But it was good to see him relish the moment at UFC 283. He was hugging his wife and his coach, I believe. It might have been his father or his coach. I don't know. But he gave them both a kiss, man. He stood up and acknowledged the crowd, right? Exalted in the presence of the crowd. And this is what I love about the mixed martial arts community. Them people stood up for Jose Aldo. They stood up and gave that man the respect. This man has 8 losses. He doesn't have an unblemished record, but he's an absolute legend, man. He put in the work. He's been knocked out before. He's been beat before, but also he had his wins. So shout out, and salute to Jose Aldo, man. One of the featherweight kings in mixed martial arts. Moving on to the card, man. I want to first start off by when I speak about these guys that's been legends, I remember the first time I seen Mauricio Hua fight and knowing his backstory, man, on how he came back in the rough days when they used to fight a bit different. They used to have different rules. I mean, it was brutal. And to see Mauricio Hua make it up through the ranks from overseas, to over to the UFC, become champion. And he had his losses too with his wins. But he was defeated last night, and he pretty much said it was his last fight. I'm glad he said it was his last fight, because that man taking some serious punishment. But he's that dude. When he walk into the ring, into the room, and they say that's Mauricio Hua, people gonna be like, oh shit, they're gonna be amazed. Not like we see over here in the boxing. When you see a fighter, you act like you don't give a fuck about him. When I see some of these mixed martial artists, just like the Diaz brothers, just like I used to, when I was going on runs in Orange County, right? When I was in California, and I used to see Uriah Faber and that old ass classic he used to drive, right? And I said, God damn, that's a California kid right there. Having the chance to talk to him, but he'd be hanging out in OC sometime, man, with his people when he was down here for whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? Seeing Kendall Gill. Let me see, what is his name? Not Kendall Gill. Kendall, I forgot to do before he even went on, to go on the TV show for the mixed martial arts. I think he went into the Ultimate Fighter one time. Before he even got his start, he was at pancreation tournaments. I was at those tournaments before he even got started. You know what I'm saying? I used to see him at these pancreation tournaments in California. But anyway, when I was overseas, I got a chance to see Mauricio Hua with a lot of other fighters that blended over to the UFC. And this guy definitely deserved his flowers. You know what I'm saying? And he hung up the gloves and fought for the last time. You know what I'm saying? He was stopped in the round one. And I'm saying to myself, man, it's time to go, man. Do not return back to this cage. You good. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you, a legend, Mauricio Hua, man. Follow him to the ins and out from Brazil. You know what I'm saying? From that collective group of individuals that came up on a whole different rule set when it came to mixed martial arts. Much more brutal. They did things different. Moving on, Johnny Walker. He defeated Paul Craig. At one point in time, Paul Craig was, they had some what they call it, some helium behind Paul Craig. You know what I'm saying? And Johnny Walker, he had a lot of hype behind him too, man. Big, tall fighter. I seen Johnny Walker before. I was like, damn, these mixed martial artists is tall. Some of them. And I say, damn, it is a process for you to go ahead and fight these guys like that. Like, they able to use legs. These guys sitting at like 6'5" on up. Easy, some of them, right? Johnny Walker got shut down by Corey Anderson via knockout, right? Corey Anderson, man, he was a worthy veteran, but he had his downs too. But Johnny Walker was supposed to be the guy that match up well with Corey Anderson, get that win and keep it moving. But styles make fights, and Corey went in there and knocked out Johnny Walker bad. If you look online, man, he knocked him out, did him dirty. And Walker, he had to recover from that, and that he's been doing that. He's been winning. I remember Walker when he had this post-fight celebration where he would let his body fall to the canvas and do the centipede or the worm or whatever you want to call it, and he ended up hurting his shoulder. They were saying, "You goofball, stop doing that shit." But anyway, he ended up earning a win over Paul Craig, and he's been on a win streak. I'm saying I'm good to see him recover, because he was knocked out bad, and people saying he was a hype job and all that. But let me do something right quick with Johnny Walker. I just want to be sure right quick. Let me check something out with Johnny Walker. If you're in the building, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. Let me check something out right quick. Like, so Johnny Walker is a Brazilian. He's 20 victories in, 7 defeats, right? So this is what I'm talking about with Johnny Walker. And this is what I love mentioning about mixed martial arts, okay? I don't compare boxing to the UFC, boxing to mixed martial arts. In mixed martial arts, the fighters are in rotation much more than boxers are at the highest level. At the highest level, right? When all the hype was coming on for Johnny Walker, who at the time he only had losses outside of the promotion of the UFC. When he stepped in there with Corey Anderson, he was finished in the first round brutally. I mean, you check it out. He knocked him out, finished him brutally, right? Look, that was in November 2019. Other people doing 2019 outside of fighting, but goddamn Johnny Walker was fighting. He won his fight in November 2019. He came back in March 2020 and lost against Nikita Krylov. All right? He lost a unanimous decision. His next time in the ring was September that same year, 2020. Now, this is the pandemic, y'all. They didn't keep him out the cage. Excuse me. They didn't keep him out the cage. He has 2 back-to-back losses. He came back and fought another up-and-comer who had hype behind him, Ryan Spann, in September 2020 during the pandemic, and he got the win. That's what I like about mixed martial arts. They put you back in there with some bigger names to get you back going. These are not chumps. Like when you take a loss, they put you back in there with a quality tier opponent. So he goes on after his win. He had back-to-back losses. He picks up a win against Ryan Spann. He goes in there with the man himself, Thiago Santos, y'all. Thiago Santos, the man that has the hammer across his chest. He loses a unanimous decision, bro. That was October 2021. He took some time off. He had a cancel fight from that September 2020, and he damn near went just a year and a month outside and came back and took a loss to Thiago Santos. Imagine how that is, taking over a year off and come back and fighting a tough Thiago Santos. And in boxing, you take a year off, people up here plotting and scheming, talking about, oh man, you had a year off and that ain't this. I swear to God, the conversation is fucking different. They bring this man off from a year. He faced Thiago Santos and loses unanimous decision, y'all. They bring him back in February 2022 against Jamahal Hill, a rising fighter, you know what I'm saying, from Chicago that fought on the main event last night. He goes in there against Jamahal Hill, and he's slated to win this because a lot of people don't know Jamahal Hill. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know him, but he was 9-1 at the time he stepped in there with Johnny Walker. And Johnny lost. He was knocked out with an overhand right in the first round, dog. That's February 2022. We already know what was going on in boxing around that time. We had people up here talking about Crawford Spence and what's going to happen, waiting on them so-and-so to fight Denis Sugas. Over here, we actually have fights going on. That's in Bellator, everywhere. So from February 2022, he comes back in the cage in September, right? He lost in February 2022, comes back in September, and he fights Cutelaba, right? And he gets a first round submission. Cutelaba. He gets a first round submission. He goes on and comes back to the cage yesterday and defeats a guy in Paul Craig, who's also, you know, another tough fighter who's going through the, you know, considered a top tier fighter. He goes in there with Paul Craig and he gets another win. So he's on a 2-fight win streak. Now, this is a person who's steadily in rotation after his knockout loss to Corey Anderson. He stays in rotation, stays in the cage, stays active. You know what I'm saying? All the way to last night, fighting again, January 2023, and picks up a win. Right cross to hammer fist, round 1. That's what I love about, man. That's what I love about the mixed martial art game. They keep their fighters active as hell, bro. Real talk. Now, moving on to Jessica Andrade. She defeated Lauren Murphy. I've witnessed Lauren Murphy, man, get. I'm gonna say I've witnessed her take some tough fights. I mean, when I say tough fights, man, she is tough, man. I don't know how she's gonna be once she stops fighting. They're contending with 4-ounce gloves, but you know, she's one of those opponents where she's not. It's not like she don't have skill. It's just that she wasn't blessed with a lot of areas to make that improvement to get to the point where she's going to start dispersing her opposition the way they hoping she do. But she went in there against a former champion in Jessica Andrade. Yeah, the same Jessica Andrade that dumped Rose Namajunas on her head and took Rose's women's strawweight title. The same Jessica Andrade that went in there and fought Weili Zhang from China and lost in the first round in her first defense and lost her title. Then went back in there with Namajunas, lost in their rematch. And we all know what happened. Namajunas would go back and win in first round, high kick to the head, KO of Weili Zhang. Then Jessica Andrade moved up to what? Featherweight. And you know, I mean, the way they move these fighters around, man, she gets a title shot here, and then she moves up. They allow her to move up to freaking featherweight and fight and face Valentina Shevchenko, who's the current reigning defending champion, up at 125. So it was going to be a tough fight for Lauren Murphy either way it goes, because she haven't really had the road that Jessica Andrade had. But Jessica is a fighter that people consider to be one of the best female fighters in the world. She's been in there with the top names. You name them, she's been in there and fought them. She's been to the top with the world championship. Even though she couldn't defend it one time, she's been to the top. So her going in there beating Lauren Murphy, we knew it was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And she stopped in round 1. You know why? Because Jessica Andrade is one of those power strikers. And her game is straight up forward pressure, in your face, right in the pocket. If you can't handle that pressure, you're getting stopped. You got to have some foot movement in there. You got to be able to break it down with some leg kicks. You got to be willing to, be strong in the clinch, because she's going to push you up against the cage if she ain't going to take you down. You know what I'm saying? She's going to put you up against the cage, man, and, work some dirty boxing from there. But shout out to Jessica Andrade getting that win. Gilbert Burns, man, the Brazilian, the BJJ world champion. We know I still got his number in my phone, too. Shout out to him and his brother. You know what I'm saying? Gilbert Burns is one of those fighters who came over here just like Damian Maia. BJJ pedigree, changed it over to mixed martial arts. And at one point in time, I'm not sure if he's still there, but he was training boxing. He was training with boxing coach Derek Santos, right? And you can see his hands was getting a lot better. They have gotten a lot better. And he went in there and fought another tall, lanky fighter in Neil Magny. Now, if you look at the arm reach of a Gilbert Burns vice the arm reach, leg height of Neil Magny, you're saying, damn, this fight right here, Magny, he can do very well, and he's pretty schooled in BJJ too. But you're going in there against a Gilbert Burns who's a BJJ world champion. What does that say in mixed martial arts? It says that the game or the sport has caught up to where you can have BJJ world champions coming over here and getting away with just doing BJJ, but not like the way it used to be. But the game is caught up so much now that if you're coming from a BJJ pedigree, you have to prepare yourself all around Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing. You have to prepare yourself a lot better because you can go in there with somebody who doesn't have the pedigree, but they have a wrestling background, and it's hard to take them down. So if that wrestler knows how to box and their striking is on point, and they take down the fence is good, then they can possibly end up beating the BJJ practitioner, somebody of Gilbert Burns' pedigree, because he's unable to level change and get a takedown. But the wrestler, they know how to handle themselves in the clinch, and they have pretty decent hands. So that's why you find a lot of BJJ guys working on their boxing. They're working on their kicks. And Gilbert Burns has absolutely turned the corner and become an all-around fighter. Now, if you remember, he went in there with Kamaru Usman, a former stablemate of his, very good friend, and he was stopped. Now, he hurt Kamaru Usman in that fight. Like I say, he'd been working on his boxing. They're working with 4-ounce gloves, but he hurt Kamaru. You know what I'm saying? And they had a damn good fight. But Gilbert Burns lost, and he's been working himself back up. You know what I'm saying? He's been working himself back up to the level. That wasn't his last fight. So let me go over here to Gilbert Burns, man, right quick. So, because I want to give you a little bit more date accountability. If you're in the building, hit the like button. I appreciate it. Choose to donate to the channel. That's welcome also. Gilbert Burns is 21-5, man. You know what I'm saying? He's 36-year-old MMA fighter. Fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida. Right? Let me give you some. Let me see if they put. He's 5'10", y'all. And he has 71-inch reach. All right? He just went in there and fought Magny. Now, Gilbert Burns, when you see these fighters' records, you might see some L's on there. You have to pay attention. You might see some L's on there if they took grappling matches or something, and they add the grappling matches to their fight record. So you have to pay attention. Gilbert Burns has wins over Damian Maia, another BJJ world champion, Tyron Woodley, okay, and you have to go deep into when he initially came over to the UFC and who he fight when he got here. So he's been in there with the likes of Dan Hooker, Gregor Gracie, Gleison Tebow in grappling, Mike Davis, Marcelo Acevedo, Kachenko, Gunnar Nelson. Anybody know Gunnar Nelson? Man, he was pretty much known for his ground game. You know, up and comer, you know, way back in the day. But he's one of the vets now. He's been around for a while. He's been around for a while. Ease Edwards, the Thug Jitsu practitioner. Shout out to Eve, man. Shout out to Eve. I still remember that kick he landed on Josh Thompson. Oh my God. Damn, that shit was crazy. But anyway, like I said, they have grappling matches in here too. So moving on, he steps in there after a win with Damian Maia and Tyron Woodley, and he takes the loss against his previous stablemate, Kamaru Usman. And he ended up being stopped in the round 3. Now, these championship fights are 5 rounds, 5 minutes apiece, for a total of 25 minutes. And, you know, Kamaru Usman stopped him in round 3. They had respect for each other, but Gilbert Burns did hurt Kamaru Usman in that fight. So he would go on to a grappling match. He won that. Then he faces a former welterweight world champion. Who is this? Okay. He faced a former welterweight world champion contender, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who Tyron Woodley is one of the only fighters to fight him back-to-back in defense of his title at the time. That's how they did Tyron Woodley. They put Wonderboy Thompson in there with Woodley, the tall, more rangier fighter. They put him in there with Woodley twice, and he had to defend his title. But anyway, Gilbert Burns goes in there and wins the decision against Wonderboy Thompson. Then he loses the grappling match, which doesn't really count to the mixed martial arts because that's in a whole nother promotion. And that's another thing I like about mixed martial arts. You can go here and participate in combat. When I say other combat, I'm talking about BJJ. You're not going to compete in the other promotion in mixed martial arts, but you can compete in other promotions that's putting on BJJ grappling events, right? So he goes in there and it's the man himself, Khamzat Chimaev. If anybody knows Khamzat, Khamzat is one of those guys that they building up to be the one. Just like you just seen Islam win the lightweight 155-pound title. Khamzat Chimaev, I mean, the hype that's behind this dude, the stories, the history. Gilbert Burns has his opportunity to change levels in the mixed martial art game if he's to get a win against Khamzat Chimaev, and he loses. He loses a unanimous decision. You know what I'm saying? And Khamzat was heading to that fight undefeated, and he improved his record to 11-0. You know what I'm saying? So that was a very good, tough fight for Gilbert Burns. So he goes in here against Neil Magny, right? And Neil Magny is sitting on 9 losses. But he's considered a vet, man. At one point in time when I knew him, he was up there Team Elevation. And looking at the reach, right? You remember I told you that Gilbert Burns' reach was 71 inch. Neil Magny is 6'3". Gilbert Burns is 5'10". Neil Magny's reach, you ready for this? It's 80 inches, man. 80 inches comparable to Gilbert Burns' 71 inches. The height, reach is there. Plus, they're around the same age. And Magny's been on his win-loss bonanza. He's been in there with some of the top names. He won some, lost some. But last night, he absolutely lost against Gilbert Burns, man. I like Matt. Been a long way. He's a vet. Seriously. But in this mixed martial art game, you win some, lose some, and you keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? You keep fighting. Look at Donald Cowboy Cerrone. You know what I'm saying? This guy got double-digit losses, and he's a legend because he's been in there with some of the best. Look, the legendary tag in mixed martial arts is very, very extremely different than boxing legendary. It's different because it's quite difficult to call, for a boxer to be considered a legend and it's accepted across the board because of the mentality of those boxing fans. But MMA fans are quite different. You can't pull the race card out here and say you don't have this many. Once again, I go back to, when I was hearing this guy talk on a panel recently. I think it's Chicken Talk or whatever, and he was up there saying, trying to basically make a point that it wasn't that many black champions or something in mixed martial arts. I don't know what the hell he was talking about, but it's been plenty black champions, plenty. Not only black champions like John Jones who've gotten in considerably amount of trouble and still been able to return to the promotion. Rampage Jackson, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. The list goes on and on and on. Daniel Cormier, y'all. Izzy Adesanya, Kamaru Usman, Francis Ngannou. It's not something you can sit up here and say that, oh man, that's just a white boy sport. It's not a white boy sport. You got Neil Magny. You got brothers that compete, but not as rapid. But you can never say mixed martial arts is one of those sports where, oh man, the brothers ain't getting a fair shake. Like, it's totally different from boxing, y'all. It's very, very different. If you are considered one of the best or you considered on that tier, they're going to make the motherfucking fight, man. They're going to make it. It's no soap opera type shit that we listen to all the time over in boxing. If a fighter's going to fight each other, I've never experienced, and you would never experience that shit over mixed martial arts. Never. The shit that we experienced with Crawford Spence, it would never happen. You know why? Because the organization It's an organization that prevents that to happen. It's a belt system that prevent that from happening. It's a president. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to have all this damn long drawn out TMZ type of news that's passing on whether somebody's going to fight one another or not. There's no way, no how boxing has been in existence as long as it has. But yet we have stories that's been going on, circulating for years and years at a time, and we can't make the fight. But yet you have Bellator putting on grand fights and putting fighters, the big names in there with one another, fighting for the championship. You have the UFC the same way. You had PFL who ran tournaments and gave $1 million cash prizes. Even Bellator. I mean, you have these, now you have Eagle FC, you have all these MMA organizations, these promotions, bro. They're so structured to the point where you'll never have a situation like we had in boxing. If you look at a person that continues to talk about mixed martial arts, their reporting is much different than content creators in boxing, because you hear about all the conflict that goes on here talking about boxing because the sport is not regulated and promotions do what they want. But if you listen to a mixed martial arts channel, they're talking about fights over and over again that's going to happen. This fight is going to happen at this date, this location. They don't say, well, we think this person is coming back. You would never see anything go down like we just witnessed with Adrian Broner and Ivan Redkach, Adrian Broner and Hank Lundy. Never. It would never happen over mixed martial arts. Never, bro. They match the fighters up and you fight. Period. They match you up and you fight. They have a certain amount of promotion. They have the press conference. They have the weigh-ins. Then they have the ceremonial weigh-ins. And then they have fight night. You see champions come and fucking go. Like I said before, you see champions come and go. They can't sit up here and say it's a black thing and all, black and white thing, when Aljamain Sterling is a current reigning. And look at him, how he picked up his title. Through a disqualification. They put him immediately back in there with Petr Yan. He defeated the man and then defended his title again. They didn't come up here with no bullshit ass story or, well, you know, the only way they fucked him didn't have nothing to do with him. It didn't have nothing to do with the UFC. The people that ran the pound for pound list refused to put that champion on the pound for pound list off the premise that they felt the man picked up his title and it was bogus. Now, not rendering the common courtesy of respect that the man's been in there and been in there to compete for the title before. He just didn't get it done, but he's been in there to compete. So once again, he was in there to compete for a title. And Petr Yan corner told him to throw the knee while Aljamain Sterling was grounded. A grounded opponent is someone who may have a knee on the canvas or at the same time a hand. The rules keep on changing. All right. So at the time, Petr sent the knee. It was illegal. Aljamain Sterling couldn't continue. And people was looking at him like he was fugazi. He was funny. He took a lot of heat for that. That dude returned back to the motherfucking cage, right? And in that fight, he looked bad. And I'm not gonna lie, Aljamain taught me something about combat sports because I was criticizing him too. I thought he, was pretty much faking it a little bit, but he taught me something. Aljamain taught me that it really be shit going on behind the scenes. And some of these fighters still go in there and try to fight. They feel that it's the do or die way. No retreat, no surrender. Aljamain Sterling has shit going on, I think, in fight camp or something like that limited him to do certain things and stuff like that. He never brought that shit up. Like, he never brought it up before the fight. You know what I'm saying? After the fight, I think the only time he he really brought it up was after he retained his title. And he was on there with Ariel Helwani, I believe. I'm not sure, but he was letting it be known. Like, I heard what everyone was saying. I heard all you talking shit now. I heard you. But you don't know this and this and this was going on. And I still went in there and fought. So how do we stamp the warrior spirit label on these fighters? By shit like that. But a lot of the times we don't know. We don't know the warrior spirit that they have and what they went through in fight camp and training camp, and then try to step in there and compete and just don't work out. Because he looked like he didn't have no cardio. He said he didn't eat anything after the weigh-in or something like that. He said it was just a poor way, after the weigh-in to rehydrate and recover. He said, excuse me, he barely had any nutrition. He didn't eat the right foods, and he didn't feel right when he was in there. But when he went in there for the rematch, it was a whole different story, man. He dominated. He dominated the former champion Petr Yan. He dominated him, bro. He dominated the fight. And he's still champion as we know it right here, right now. Brandon Moreno, Deiveson Figueiredo fought for a fourth time, y'all. They fought for a fourth time. Unfreaking believable. Once again, do you think it would have ever happened in boxing? Do you think it would ever in boxing, y'all? Hold on for a second. I can't make this shit up. I can't get the backstories of these fighters. It's just going to take me too long, but it's just amazing to see these fighters step in there and fight each other 4 freaking times. Brandon Moreno, 21-6, ended up earning the victory, taking the belt of Deiveson Figueiredo in the 125 flyweight division last night. All right. Let me show you once again the beauty of mixed martial arts or signing fights. Let me show you the beauty, y'all. I know a lot of people, they want to get all fancy and critical. WCS don't talk about MMA enough to be considered MMA. I do my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? I step away from boxing, and while I'm not on boxing doing live, sometimes I'm reading up on MMA. And I love, trying to stay abreast of what the fighters are doing that's coming up. But Brandon Moreno and Deiveson Figueiredo, the first time they fought was December 2020 at the post-pandemic, right? They end up going to a draw, right? Okay. So what they do is they bring them in the first semester of 2021 in June, and they fight again. Deiveson Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno. They fight each other again. The first one was a draw. They fight them again. The UFC put them back in there and fight them again. No holding out for 8 fucking fights. No freaking contract talk. None of this old bullshit that goes on. They fight them again. Brandon Moreno, rear naked chokes Deiveson Figueiredo. He chokes him out, subs him. And Deiveson Figueiredo at the time has a story of his own. The reason why he was champion, he had defeated Joseph Benavidez, a guy who had been around, one of Uriah's favorite stablemates. I like Joe Benavidez, bro. Deiveson Figueiredo missed weight. He couldn't fight for the title. He won. The title was vacant. Once again, the beauty of matchmaking when it comes to mixed martial arts. They brought him back in there for a rematch. He made weight and knocked out Joseph Benavidez again. So that was it. So now we come to the Moreno situation. He builds up a rivalry, just like DC, John Jones situation, and him not winning. Then DC goes up to heavyweight and builds up the rivalry with Stipe Miocic. Same shit. So he goes in there for a rematch with Deiveson Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno, and he subs him out in round 3. He subs him out, y'all. He loses his title. He loses his fucking title, y'all. They bring them back in, y'all. That fight was June 2021. They bring them back in for a trilogy. Brandon Moreno loses a unanimous decision against Deiveson Figueiredo. They lose. The first one was a draw. The second one, Brandon Figueiredo loses via rear naked choke. Then comes back the following year in 2022. Brandon Moreno gets he fights the Figueiredo again, who title he has. Figueiredo wins via unanimous decision. And they bring them back for a fourth. Have you ever seen that happen in boxing? They bring them back for a fourth time. This is the strength of it all, which I love and adore with matchmakers and being, I get to see the fights I want to see over in mixed martial arts. Because they was at a draw the first fight. They brought them back, Moreno won. And then they brought them back, Figueiredo won. So they say, okay, y'all 1-1 with a draw. We're going to bring you back to settle the score. Figueiredo had Moreno's belt. They just fought last night, and Deiveson Figueiredo loses. Moreno damaged Figueiredo's eye so bad that the fight couldn't go on and the doctor stopped the fight. So what you think gonna happen? We have one draw and we have an eye injury. What you think may happen? These dudes may fight for a fourth fucking time, y'all. Shout out to both of these warriors, man. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to both of these warriors. Shout out to them, bro. They might fight for a fifth time. And you know what? It's well worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's well worth it. Moving on to the main event. Jamahal Hill defeated Glover Teixeira. Man, shout out to Glover Teixeira. Been around for a long time, man. A vet, a legend in the sport. Let me bring this up. I don't think I pulled it up, but let me go get it right quick, like. Let me get it right quick, like. Oh, let me get up out of here. I'm in the wrong. Let me show you something. This is MMA legend Glover Teixeira. He's in the picture with who? The past and the present. The past and the present. Two Brazilians who have graced the square all over. Royce Gracie. And you know what I'm saying? Royce Gracie, y'all. Look at this man on his last fight in there with the young lion Jamahal Hill, who obviously cut him up real nice. And who's there? His countryman, you know what I'm saying? His comeback comrade, Royce Gracie. You know what I'm saying? This is it. This is your last fight. This man has a serious cut on his head. He went through a battle. Once again, another battle to add to his credentials, and he lost. He lost his title. Glover Teixeira is one of the oldest to ever win an MMA title. He's one of the oldest, man. Shout out to him for standing there and doing what it takes to continue to turn to the cage and take these fights. And oldest he get when it seemed like his title hopes was dim and it would never happen, he finally got that shot. You know what I'm saying? He finally was able to win his title. Let me go over here and do him some justice right quick. Let me do him some justice right quick. Glover Teixeira, Brazilian fighter, 33 victories, 9 defeats, right? We remember him going in there and being the challengers for Juan Blachowicz. All right. We already know Juan Blachowicz came into the picture when John Jones left. Juan Blachowicz ended up becoming the light heavyweight champion. You know what I'm saying? And he was able to defend his title. So therefore, during a little time he was able to defend his title. Glover Teixeira was able to step in there and get his title shot again. And this is a Glover Teixeira. Let me read off some of the names he's been in there with now. This is legendary shit, bro. This is legendary shit. I just can't skip over this shit with Glover Teixeira, dog. I mean, this man has been in there with some big names. Who was around when Marvin Easton was fighting? Who was around when Marvin Easton was fighting, man? You know what I'm saying? But check this out. Fabio Maldonado, Quentin Rampage Jackson, James Tahuna, Ryan Bader, John Jones, Phil Davis, Owen St. Preux, Patrick Cummins, Rashad Evans, Anthony Rumble Johnson, salute to you, rest in peace, brother, Jared Cannonier, Alexander Gustafsson, Misha Serkinov, Corey Anderson, Carl Robertson, Ian Kitabella, Nikita Krylov, Jake Shields, that was grappling, Anthony Smith, you know what I'm saying? Thiago Santos, brother. Look, we ain't done. He wins the title, defeating Juan Blachowicz, right? The challenger for the UFC light heavyweight title. He wins that, and then go the distance. He chokes out Juan Blachowicz, y'all. The same Juan Blachowicz who beat Izzy Adesanya, the middleweight reigning champion, the former middleweight reigning champion, who attempted to move up and be great, and the weight just was too much, and he gave Izzy Adesanya his first loss. So, you know, Glover Teixeira gets that win, becomes light heavyweight world champion. I'm pretty sure in Brazil they celebrated. Oh my God, this dude, I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I can believe it. This dude won a title at 42 years old. Unbelievable. So he goes on to face Yuri Prochazka. He loses. Rear naked choke. You see the resemblance? You see the similarities? They don't care, bro. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. This is the beauty of mixed martial arts and why I cover the sport as long as I have. I want you to check out this scenario and how it plays out with mixed martial arts, right? He wins the title for Juan Blachowicz. He loses it in his first title defense, him being Glover Teixeira, the guy you're looking at, right? He loses it. Rear naked choke in round 5. That was in June 2022. He comes back this year. He comes back in this year, y'all. And they give him another shot at Jamahal Hill. And you say, how? How's that possible? Where did Yuri Prochazka go? Well, Yuri ran into some issues. From my understanding, he ran into some issues. And he had to come off that title. So Prochazka, the current reigning defending light heavyweight champion, has his title removed, right? Because he ran into some issues. I don't know if it was health issues or what, but he ran into some issues with the title. He came off that title. So Glover, the former light heavyweight world champion, he goes in there against Jamahal Hill, a contender. So pretty much these guys went in there and fought for the vacant UFC light heavyweight champion. They gave Glover Teixeira a title shot on his last fucking fight. They gave this man a title shot knowing he's on his way out the door, yo. Against a young lion. And Jamahal Hill ended up beating him. Jamahal Hill, 11-1, only has one loss. Glover Teixeira, 33-8 heading into that fight. Yeah, man. You think boxing ever do that? Does boxing allow somebody that may be close to retirement to step in there for a title shot? A real, legitimate, not for a Reggie belt, because they don't have Reggie belts over here in MMA. They put him in there with Jamahal Hill. He goes the distance and loses. Jamahal Hill from Chicago, he's triumphed, in victory. He's the man at the top of the pecking order right now. Shout out and congratulations to Jamahal Hill. But they gave Glover Teixeira a title shot on his last fight. A former world champion, you know what I'm saying, who lost his belt to Prochaska. They allowed this man to come back in there and contend for a vacant title. I love it, bro. I love it, man. Shout out to Glover Teixeira. He's been in there with some of the big names, dog. Shout out to him. Shout out to Glover Teixeira for a legendary career. You know what I'm saying? You will be missed, man. You will be missed. But that was pretty much where we was at with the UFC 283. And hopefully there was some little bit of education here and there. But let me get to the chat. I know people have been over here like, hey y'all, I have to basically do my live, because if I don't get going to what I'm doing on my live sometime, I'll never be able to get back to it. CMD Boxing Reports on deck. What's good with it, bro? Shot News said, let me take this down right quick. Let me remove this. Get back to the comments. Shaw say, gears, Jahi Tucker, Slime Master Sauce, got gears. He has gears, man. And you know how them gears work inside an engine. You know what I'm saying? A high performance engine. That's all we saying. CMD Boxer says, what's good? What's good? What's good with you, bro? Yes, a salute to you. Salute WCS in the chat. Pop on deck. What's good? Jahi still growing, so watch out. Yeah, he's still growing, man. He's still growing, no doubt. Man, I still don't understand why. Lisa Bells, you need to check and see if you got me blocked or not. If you have me blocked, then that may be the only one, or you have an alternate. I can't see your comments. And I went through my block list. I don't see your name in there anywhere. So unless it's one of the names that used to be that's blocked in there, I don't know what it is. I don't know. So you may have me blocked, or I have you blocked under a different name that I can't even identify. One of the few people who was, but shout out to Lisa Bells, the queen, being on deck, man. Thank you for pulling up once again. The OG. I got to call Lisa Bells the OG, man. She ain't my OG. I got to call the OG because she's up here with us, the ones who's been around this for a long time. One of the few people who was a Pride and UFC champion. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When Pride was going, man, Mauricio Hua was a legend over there. Wanderlei Silva, man, all them dudes. All them dudes. Glover, the toughest fighter in the UFC, that boy was still standing. He was, man. He was, no doubt. Kendall Grove, that's what it was. Kendall Grove. Appreciate that, man. He eluded my thought process. Kendall Grove, man. I think let me see. I knew he had his kids there, but his kids they was too young to compete at the time. But he did have some teammates that was competing in the pancreation that day. I wish I could have taken a picture with Kendall, man. Back then, that's before he even blew up. That's before he even blew up, man. Shout to Kate, man. P with the info. Appreciate you, brother. Those dudes are heavyweights, Craig and Walker, fighting at 205. So he moved up. You don't think they heavyweight material? They light heavyweights, brother. You don't think they supposed to be up there? I mean, I think for somebody, you ever seen Johnny Walker? That motherfucker look big as hell, dog. You ever seen Paul Craig in person? Man, there's some tall dudes. There's some big dudes right there, bro. Lauren Meddy, man. Damn, dog. Get off Lauren, man. She's a rough looking character. I'm not here to judge her looks, real talk. She's tough as hell. I couldn't be in a relationship with her. And the amount of punishment she takes, I'm pretty sure she's a nice person or whatever. But you take that amount of damage with 4-ounce gloves all the time, elbows, shins, knees. It's gonna be bad for you, brother. Sooner or later. King Mitch on deck. What's good with it? What's good? Oh, yeah, they cut weight for sure. But you have to look at Daniel Cormier. DC, he cut weight when he's supposed to have been competing in heavyweight. He came into the UFC as a heavyweight, and he cut down to 205 just because Cain Velasquez was actively competing, and that was his man. That was his friends. You know what I'm saying? That was his boy. He had much respect for Cain. He wanted to see Cain get a heavyweight championship. He didn't want to be in the same division, and Sean Shelby ended up putting them up against each other. Hey, DC, I understand you got friendship, but I'm making a fight with you and Cain Velasquez. You understand? You're gonna fight each other whether you like it or not. See, that's why DC was killing himself making 205. When we all know with the Popeyes chicken and goddamn red beans and rice that DC was definitely a heavyweight. We're talking about someone who was tossing dudes around. I've never seen anybody ragdoll freaking Josh Barnett like he did. I never seen Dan Henderson get ragdolled like DC ragdolled him. Now, granted, Hindu was outside his weight class, but I never seen nobody ragdoll him like that. IB, who I be? What's good? OG Scotty, what up, player? What up with it, IB? Who I be on deck in the building. Salute to you. So pretty much, I'm not gonna stay too much, put too much time and effort on Eubanks, but Shaw News could tell you, man, when we was over there and you know, some people was talking, and Eubanks' father put the word out that he didn't want his son to fight that fight because he felt like it was going to be a health risk, and it may even result in something more severe in his life being in jeopardy, right? And his dad was on point. His dad knew something. It's just so happened when you know your kids get to a certain age, you can't do shit for them, you know, because they won't allow you to. But his dad was adamant. I don't want this shit to happen. I don't agree with it. You know, protest. I don't want my son dropping down to that weight because it's not healthy, and he's not going to be able to go in there and contend the way he's supposed to. And ultimately, his dad feared for his son. And just so happened, you know, kind of being in a situation with the Alpha Bravo sample being dirty. You know what I'm saying? That fight was shelved. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up going in there against Liam Smith. We all seen what happened the other night. This is what I don't want to happen. I don't want people up here blaming Roy Jones, you know, for that. Chris Eubanks been fighting. But what I do know about Eubanks is that he does love women and the nightlife. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but it just seems like for him to get stopped in the 4th round, what was his condition? I don't know, man. Like, I can't call it. I can't call it. Him being stopped like that, I can't call it, man. What's going on? He didn't look that way in his last fight. He looked sharp, quick. He looked like he knew what the fuck was going on. But this fight, he was waiting around a lot. Liam had the high guard, just posted up there in front of him, bro. He gave me the Winky Wright vibes a little bit. He just posted up. And give it up to Liam. He did look strong in that fight. He did. He looked strong. But He ended up stopping Eubanks, bro. And you're not gonna hear me say, well, he still has some of his career left over. It is what it is. I don't know where he's supposed to go from here. Definitely don't fight Conor Benn at 160. Don't do it. Because you don't want to come off a loss and lose to Conor Benn, who's coming from a lighter weight class. I don't know what to tell you, Banks. I don't know what to tell you. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I have had my experience with Eubanks, which I choose to keep to myself. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is with him, bro. I don't know what to tell you. If he chooses to retire, I wouldn't be mad. If he chooses to come back to the sport, I wouldn't be mad. It's up to him, man. I'm not really a Chris Eubanks fan. I'm going to be totally honest. I'm not. I'm not really a Chris Eubanks fan, but I'm not going to sit up here and dog him out because he got stopped. Nah. So, yesterday, man, I did a short live briefly. I kept it pretty light on the on the details that actually went down on YTC. I don't know if y'all heard or saw the blue lights, but it was a crime scene that occurred, and by now, they pretty much should have cleaned it up by now. The yellow tape might still be up, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I was just talking about another situation, and people gonna like it that I critique people sometime, and there's gonna be some people that don't like it. I look at it like this: I'm really able to do what the hell I want to do, because a lot of you that's critiquing me are friends and goo goo gaga sheep that's allowing these individuals to sit up here and say anything and everything about fighters, and you don't say shit. But yet you'll say something to me about me hating on Knockout when you don't even know the whole story. You don't know about the respect levels. You're not holding yourself accountable for anything. No expectations, no disappointment. Y'all get fucking mad because y'all up here being biased and y'all think this a motherfucking, what's that club that used to be back in the day? Damn, what's that motherfucking club, dog? But y'all like these little giddy ass children's club that all y'all like to do is just get together and talk about people and then come on here and do lives. Now, these are the same people that's able to come in here and talk shit about Crawford for days upon days upon days upon days upon days. You know what I'm saying? Over and over and over again. But yet, I can't go in here and critique you like you critiquing and defaming Bud. And just like you may do every other fighter. Y'all get mad. Y'all sit up here and want to complain and shit. Y'all always want to mention clout chasing. I say, you stupid? He don't have no clout. You remember when Knockout, you may not remember, but Knockout mentioned my channel. And tomorrow you want to come on over here, come over to my channel and I can show you how to grow a channel, right? But what did Ring IQ tell him? He said, man, nobody really worried about you, something to that extent. Your channel's too small for me to worry about you. And I want to ask Knockout, how does that feel? Because y'all continue to just talk about channel sizes. So how does it feel for somebody to feed you that spoon of shit that you talk all the time? You came over to his channel and acting like you was the man. And he said, man, how can I even have you on my thought process? You're a small channel. Why would I have you on my radar? You're small. And that's what they was love to do, like channels like myself and Showtime and all that. They was love talking about they small channels. But I just wanted to ask you, how did that feel hearing, another person tell you, oh man, I'm not thinking about you. You're a small ass channel, bro. You ain't doing shit. You're not doing anything special. You're not. But I felt me critiquing a debate that happened was genuine. I did it out of sincerity because I felt that it was very, very educational. And I felt like Knockout, the fuck boy that he is, once again, went over there and got slaughtered. He went on somebody else's shit. You know why I call him a fuck boy? Because this dude was following me around on Lost Art of Boxing's channel. And I'm saying, what fucking grown man do that shit? That's fuckboy shit. Truth be told, real talk. That's a fuckboy. That's one of the biggest fuckboys on here. So when y'all niggas leave me shit in my DM, y'all need to understand, I can give a fuck who he friends with. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. All I know is this dude has the year of his birthday in his title tells me a lot. It tells me a lot. This nigga had a year of his birthday and he would defend that shit to the high end. But the way he acts is much lower than his age. This dude was damn stalking me on other people's panel, trying to goddamn believe that he's gonna come over there and start it with the same vulgarity and obscenities and trying to damn overtalk somebody and shit and use this rah-rah shit. What the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas, man? Do you love your family or not? Shouldn't you take consideration when you out here on YouTube trying to be some keyboard warrior and threatening people and talk about, I'll send you to the hospital, you won't say it in my face and all that. So you're trying to say you're going to fit into the scenario, right? Of all the other idiots that's out here, you're going to fit yourself and your name into the scenario that WCS was talking about something that wasn't true. Nigga, you got bodied. You got bodied. And those of you that's saying that shit in my DM, you need to understand the history now. I never went on his channel. I did give him a headstone, but I did that on my channel. This nigga was following me all over on Q shit, getting on the panel when I was on there just so he can get into an argument with me. He followed the same guidelines and same shit the BFTV always said. And they want to yell, scream, and call somebody the same shit. Nobody's buying it no more. Nobody's buying that shit you talking. You're stalking a grown-ass man, an old-ass man that you say. You know, a nigga that has a small channel. You stalking me on somebody else's fucking channel, bro. You're stalking me. You're jumping up on the panel when I jump on there just so you can goddamn hope. Oh, we could do it right now. You ain't gonna do shit right now. You don't dictate my pace in life, nigga. You ain't gonna jump on somebody else's panel and try to encourage the bystanders to say, oh, well, you gotta do the debate right now, man. You called him out. I said, me calling him out? I say he wasn't my mandatory. And that's how people get caught up in all the rumors and shit. They'll say, oh, you did this. You call him bitches and hoe. No, he called me a hoe ass nigga. So once you know all this shit started taking place and he came in my chat just like Blue Blood did, they want to disrespect you like in your own home. That's what Blue Blood say, right? Wipe your feet, ring the doorbell. Well, he didn't think about that when he called one of my motherfucking the OGs that I rock with heavy. He called him a liar without listening to him. He didn't call him. He didn't say, that's not exactly true. He said, that's a lie. I'm like, nigga, what you doing over here? Like, you don't even support my channel. Why are you in my chat? And why are you going to come over here and tell my son a lie? So gloves was off from then on. I say, fuck you. Just like when goddamn Knockout brought his punk ass over here because I was critiquing his debates. It's just a critique of your debates. I'm not critiquing your household, nigga. I'm critiquing your debates. I'm critiquing your debates, Tim Tebow. That's the only thing I was doing. I was critiquing your debates, bro. K-Man said, I don't think nobody should cut weight, fight as you're cutting weight, looking for an advantage. That goes across the board in combat sports, though, man. Mitt said Eubanks is a effing embarrassment. Mitt said Roy was telling him solid information in the corner. Eubanks just isn't that good and looked like he really had no business. At 160, resistance was gone. Hey, that's a reason why his dad didn't want him to fight at that weight. It's a reason that he was telling all the content creators that was close by and we was getting this word. Showtime, I tell you, the word was out. He said, put it out there. I am not for this fight. I am not for him fighting at this weight. I'm not. I had Eubanks winning 2 or 3 easy. Liam whooped his ass in that corner though. Yes, sir. The boxing community too small to be this divided. It's just a sport, nothing personal. It is. Check this out, IB. It's very personal to the ones who come over here and call grown ass men hoes and faggots and all this other shit. It's personal. The ones who always issue these threats all the time. It's personal. To them, it's personal. It's personal. These dudes always talking about what they'll do to you, to your face. You won't say it to them in your face, and you'll go to the hospital and all this other shit. I'm like, are you thinking about the people that love you? Are you missing an intricate piece of growing up? Were you without a father? Did you never get kissed by that grown-ass man? Did your dad ever kiss you on the forehead and say, I love you, son? Did he ever give you a hug? I love you, son. I don't know. I'm questioning that from some of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like you just didn't have that embracement. Not everybody, I'm saying, you know, supposed to have a father, they can't make it in life. I'm just saying, the whole mentality, it seems like your mom was whooping your ass. Now you want to go out here in public and you want to act like you want to be a whole man. You want to be the alpha, but yet you have bitch tendencies. You can rah-rah, scream and yell and goddamn, you know, be in the car, listen to Fuck Nigga Free with the windows rolled up. I'm just saying, what the fuck is going on with these dudes, man? You know, they want to issue threats, be disrespectful, always talking about dick riding and shit. You know, the one thing about the debate, like I said before with Ring IQ, was that you visit that man's panel and you was disrespectful, over talking him. Didn't want to even listen. You know he was making valid, productive points. And you didn't even want to give him credit. You an asshole, bro. You didn't even want to give that man credit for producing valid points on a boxing topic. There's not many channels, you know, when it comes to debating that's productive. They turn into a full-blown argument. But that debate was productive. Knockout was making some points. He was attempting to make some points. But those points was all for naught because they didn't make sense. Your analogies was horrible, like I said. You tried to give analogies of information that you used to reciprocating over and over again. You have remediated it so much. You say the same shit. So when you went that Canelo route and you try to use that as an analogy for the Bud Crawford situation, he broke that shit down like a kickstand. He broke that shit down easy, bro. You didn't even give that man credit. You didn't even say, you know what? You make a valid point. You make a valid point. But these niggas don't ever want to accept defeat, bro. Don't ever want to accept defeat. They'll continue to say, I'm this. You can't fuck with me. I'm that man. I'm that guy. No, you're not, bro. Just accept the fact and give credit where credit is due. If the man was damn giving you the rebuttals and he was checking the box and the information was official, certified, solid information on the rebuttal, he was even educating me on some shit. If that would have been me in knockout's position, well, I'll take that back. I can never be in knockout's position, first of all. I'll take that back wholeheartedly. I don't want to put myself that close, even in a hypothetical situation with a hoe ass nigga like that. No, fuck that. That's not me. But if I was on the channel and me and Ring IQ was having a dialogue, a boxing dialogue, and some of the material that he was presenting to me, if I was unaware or I didn't know it, or it was the first time I heard it, and I felt it was something that was very educational for me to put in my archives, I would have said, okay, cool. That shit right there, I'm fucking with it. I'm fucking with that right there. All right. Didn't know that. I have no problem. I didn't know that. I'm fucking with that information right there. But just to not give no credit at all, just to come back over the top with 10, 15-minute rants, which didn't make no motherfucking sense. You're going all the way off into the motherfucking distance, dog. You're not making no sense to the topic. That shit was the worst, bro. I don't go around here using that body shit, bro. You do have a headstone, though. You know that for a fact. And you felt some type of way about me giving you a headstone. You should have just stayed in the shadows where you're safe and feel comfortable. Don't bring your punk ass back out into the light again for a boxing debate. What you experienced the other day on his channel, you're banned for life, brother. Listen to me. You're banned for life, bro. Every time you have a debate coming up with somebody, you're going to have people that's looking at that shit like, how and why he doesn't get it. Why is he going up here to do another debate? And you're going to have people like, hey, man, just let that man keep on debating, because the more he debate, he's going to get better and better and better. Shit, for real? So when his losses, which is already in the double digits, right? You got double digit losses and shit, bro. When do you call it a day and just say, you know what, let me stick to hosting debates. Let me stick to hosting debates on my channel. If this is what I choose to do and the format I select, you know, to bring the people over there, let me do that. Stick to hosting. You know what I'm saying? It's bitches out here host parties all the time, dog. For real. They get paid pretty decent. Host. Don't debate. Host. Don't be a motherfucking judge. Host. That's all you got to do, brother. And like I said before, you should send that man a cash app. A ring IQ, if you're listening, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm only suggesting. Please don't go over there on Knockout's channel so he can do you like they all do. Put you in the background, mute you. Put you in the background, mute you, kick you off the panel. Then before you know it, they'll ring IQ. They'll be over there telling their audience, I cooked them. See, I'm 2-0. I cooked them. I'm 2-0 right now. I cooked them. Don't do that. Don't let them have, don't give them the privilege, bro. Don't allow them the privilege to do that shit, bro. They don't even need the window. They don't need the opportunity. None of that shit. Because I don't see anything changing. You go over there to his channel and he's going to try to damn talk on something, because you know he's not going back to Spence Crawford. So he's going to try to come with another topic that he's not really good at. And it's going to be another barbecue. It's going to be another barbecue. And then when it's going to get too rough for him, he's going to put you in the background and say, oh, he ran. Oh, he ran. But he going to ban you from the studio. I can't make this shit up. This nigga going to ban you from the studio, dog. Oh, he ran. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. You couldn't handle it. They be muting you and putting you in the studio, kick you out the studio, dog. That's a common thing in these niggas. Go back to when I was on Drew's shit, how they try to say mute me. They try to say mute me, dog. You know what I'm saying? This is the whole shit I'm talking about. The box community too small. I mean, we'll work on that sooner or later there, IB. I get right on that, man. I think when it's all said and done, you know, the COA, the course of action that's going to be taken on, you know, can't we all just get along? We brothers, man. I think that'll be let me see, give or take. Let me see. I think about 2065, give or take. Yeah, it's 2023 right now. It's a 2065 there, IB. I think YouTube will be different then. You know what I'm saying? I think we'll all be able to get along a little bit better and all that. Because y'all motherfuckers will be old like me. Y'all old ass niggas will be old like a motherfucker, dog. Y'all be old like me, dog. It ain't gonna be no yelling and screaming on this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because all you cats right here, there's yelling and screaming, you gonna be old, goddammit. You're not gonna be doing lives every day. Your ass gonna be motherfucking old. AARP old. Senior citizen discount old, goddammit. That's when it's gonna be cleared up. So prepare yourself, nigga. You gonna get old. Walk around this bit. I got my oxygen tank. Hold on for a sec. I just gotta take a couple of. I gotta get my oxygen. Okay. Just got some brand new tanks. Damn, these must get on my nerve. I'm gonna be up here, goddamn, inhaling through with the oxygen tanks on deck, dog. That's when we're gonna have peace on the YTC. When all y'all ass get old and fucking crusty. That's what it's gonna be. You're gonna be telling, hey, this is what y'all gonna be saying. Hey man, I'm gonna get back with y'all. But I'm about to head out for a little bit. I'm just waiting for the community van to pull up. They have a pickup today for about 15 of us. We about to go up and eat at Golden Corral. You know, we got that schedule. Every Tuesday and Thursday, the van come by. We're gonna pick everybody up and go eat at Golden Corral. Yeah. I just can't wait, man. I love that place, man. I love eating at a buffet and all that, man. But man, y'all hold it down. And if you still rocking with the channel, those of you that still left, let me see how many subscribers I got. Well, I'm down to 11 subscribers now. God damn. Y'all don't give a fuck about old people. Y'all niggas just done left me and shit. Oh my God, dog. I just can't wait, dog. I would say, nigga, it's been 15 years. Look at you. It's been 15 years. Look at you old ass nigga. You remember you used to talk about the 50s? Look at you now. You goddamn in your 50s right now, dude. It's gonna happen, people. W says, by no means, don't take any disrespect, but the bigger man will laugh it off and ignore the BS and continue getting the bag. Players don't argue with nobody on earth. We keep it smooth and calm. Listen, I feel you what you're saying, Api. I feel you what you're saying, bro. But you have to understand where you at right now, I've been there already. I've been there. There's no disrespect. I'm not devaluing what you're telling me. But I've been there already, brother. I came on this YouTube shit on some peace. I came on here just speaking, didn't use any vulgarity, none of that, just chilling, talking my talk. And then you have motherfuckers just automatically link up with you. The more you grow, the more shit they start to talk about you. And then they start to disrespect you because you ain't out here, calling people D-riders and bitches and all that. So when you preserve that and you're not being disrespectful, they think you soft, right? And then they keep on doing the same thing. They keep on remediating and thinking motherfuckers soft and saying all that shit, disrespecting people and all that. And then you link up with certain people that start telling you certain people are talking shit behind your back. And you're saying to yourself, why are these people talking shit behind your back? And we ain't never had a conversation. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never had a conversation. We ain't doing, but they talking shit all because the gloomy part of this YTC is that people believe, once again, I repeat, your status quo in life, how they're going to respect you as a person, all evolves around your channel numbers, which is wild. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy that you would even think that. Like, it all evolves around your channel numbers. You know what I'm saying? And then, a nigga like me, I don't have a whole lot of Marine Corps shit in my logo or nothing. I never even really talked. I didn't build my channel off. The vets. Come fuck with me. The vets. I love the vets. The vets. Come fuck with it. Subscribe to the channel. All the vets. And then you hear these people talking about nobody give a fuck about this. This nigga living off a military pension. You know, just say little slight shit behind the scenes and disrespectful. So when they bring the monster out, right? And you start responding to the shit. And this is months and months after they did stuff over and over again. Now it's a problem. Now you would get comments like yourself, which once again, there's nothing wrong with what you're saying. But brother, I've been all around the world. I've been where you was at, bro. I'm older. When you get older, you expect people to initiate the courtesy, because I do. Like I do. I'm not sitting up here being stupid. I initiate the motherfucking courtesy. I say, what's up in public? Hey, what's good? What's good? That's it. And keep it moving. If I don't know you like that, keep it moving. Hey, what's up? Give you a head nod from a distance, whatever. There ain't no disrespect. But when these niggas, they go all in with disrespect, bro. I see where you coming from. I ain't saying it applies to everybody. But this situation on here don't have anything to do with being a player. You know what I'm saying? This situation on here, like everybody considers themselves the man for some reason. No, just be you. You don't have to be the man. Blend in, work your lane, talk your shit about the boxing or whatever you want to do. But it goes a little bit above the line, the threshold, when motherfuckers start threatening you and talking about what they'll do to you in person and all this other shit. They'll slap you and this, that, and the other. You ain't thinking about your family, dog. You know, that's the only thing I'm saying. They ain't thinking about their family. They ain't thinking about their grandma, their grandpops. They ain't thinking about the kids. You thinking about being stupid. I've been smooth and calm. I'm smooth and calm. People, anybody who's seen me debate, I am smooth and calm. I'm definitely that. Arguing in a phone camera when you may never physically see a person is a waste of time and energy. It is. So what I suggest, IB, is you spread that message via SOS over there to them niggas. Because you don't see me going over in the chat, dropping motherfucking info and trying to start shit. You don't see the shit, IB. You don't see me over there. You don't see me. Back in the day, I was a little bit more active because it was the Deontay Wilder debate. So I was hopping on panels a little bit more and we was having full blown. But it wasn't no damn hoe ass shit. Like, no, never that. It was over there to talk boxing talk. So when you have these full blown aggressive debates, you have individuals that don't have a depth of composure. So they'll start calling you bitch ass nigga and hoe and all this other shit because they really are upset about how calm you are and how you still stand on focus about talking about the topic. They want to talk about personal shit. They want to demean you as a man. They want to be on some homoerotic shit. They want to talk about dick all the time. That's just not the way I grew up. Maybe you can get them niggas to change that because it's too many to just talk about dick all the time. If you're a man, you should be more inclined to appreciate one God bless you with. If you holding a dick every time you take a piss, then that's your dick. Worry about that. Don't worry about goddamn other people and what they got going on. If you invite a man to that social media fellatio and you feel like you want a man to suck your dick, then that's who you are as a person, bro. Never in my life has I told anybody ever, a second in my life, a breath in my life, I never told nobody in no argument to do that. Never. I really don't care who feels some type of way about it. I know people on here use it. That's you. That's not how I get down, bro. That's all. Fuck what they say, OG. If it don't apply, let it fly. You work for you, not them. So don't feed into it. And from a humble point of view, hey, I feel you. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Tell them we be in the bushes waiting like dandelions for real. Goddamn, you can't even see a motherfucker breathe. The motherfucker, the shit don't even shift left to right. Goddamn it. I know they out here somewhere. Damn, I can feel them. Smile, bing. Shit, but hey, you pass that type of encouragement that I think it needs to be other places more than here, because I just feel I'm in defense mode. I gave you the nice side. You know what I'm saying? I gave you the nice side, nigga. I gave him the nice side. But you ain't gonna try to walk over my back and think you're gonna stand there and then gonna feel comfortable to you. And you're gonna goddamn start shuffling your feet a little bit, wiping the soles of your shoe on me. No. See, one thing Knockout need to understand, right? You can talk about your age all day long, but when I was your age, I was into retirement. I was heading into retirement. I had only several months left before retirement. Now, people always, they never want to, they act like I need permission to speak on it. I speak on it because it's me, nigga. I earned this shit. I deal with damn ailments every day because I spent 20 years in the military. I don't speak down or treat anybody else as inferior because of that. But these dudes, when they want to damn trash my military career all the time and act like, oh, I'm making money. I'm like, if you're making money and you in your late 30s, retire then, nigga. I am. Retire, nigga. Shut the fuck up and retire. Let's see how you and your family make. I took care of my family. Haven't been on the motherfucking filing shit from a job since I retired. That's when I was 37. I'm in my 50s now. I'm in my 50s, bro. So you know how long that's been. But yeah, this nigga gonna sit up here and talk the shit, tell me I'll make a whole lot of money, I do this. Me and your history is different. I don't knock your history as long as you're taking care of your family, but the way you act as a man on this social media shit, I can't condone that, I can't condone the way these motherfuckers act out here. There ain't no way in fucking hell. He got smashed once again in a boxing debate, and that shit is to be spoken on. I wouldn't have shit to say about it if the nigga wasn't trying to be so disrespectful and then following me on other people's panels, talking shit. All these niggas try to be alike. Why would I want to be BF? I wouldn't want to be him in the military standpoint, and I wouldn't want to be him as a man, dog. God didn't put me on this earth to take the place of him in the past life or the present life or the afterlife. He didn't put me on here to be that nigga. Never. Me and him have a good damn rapport. He didn't put me on here to be that nigga. Fuck him. That nigga ain't shit. That's why he sound the way he do. That's why he'll fill out paperwork on you after he the one to sit over here yelling and screaming all the time. And these punk ass niggas like damn Tim Tebow, you know what I'm saying? Knockout. He love. These niggas scared. These niggas scared to own up to these niggas, right? That's why when I was up here mentioning the shit about Blue, ETB come over here and tell me I don't have a problem with it. No, you fucking liar, dog. ETB, you did. Keon, you did have a problem with him because you knew the person said, hey, that was the only information coming from his channel. What's up with y'all niggas? Like, y'all was all rah-rah when I was over there supporting your channel. And y'all want to support 817, and y'all want to damn blow this shit up when I wanted to debate somebody. Y'all want to bring Blue into it, Money, who didn't have a fucking thing to do with it. He wanted to bring Blue into the equation. All y'all niggas was corralling together. So all y'all niggas had to get headstones, right? All y'all niggas was corralling together. So you heard the May information come out for Errol Spence. And you say, where did you hear that from? He said, oh, if you heard it from that, definitely not. But you get on my chat and fucking lie and don't want to be correct with yourself and say, oh, I don't have a problem with Blue. Yes, you do, brother. All you niggas got a problem with him because you mad because he started acting like he was supporting Terrence Crawford. Be real with yourself, man. Shout out to them devil dogs in the chat. them shock troops. I'll play peacemaker. If I have to, it's just boxing. It's just boxing. No, IB, you know, took off several times, brother. Don't let me start reminding you, IB. Don't let me start reminding you, brother. Now, one thing I can say, as far as the longest I know you, bro, you are a real one, but you done took off and you done been on some bullshit too. Come on, IB. Not the same bullshit they've been on, but you've been on some bullshit when it comes to the fighters that you supposedly don't support. But as a man, I respect you as a man because you keep it right down the middle and you say what you're going to say. You always the same person. That's one thing I can say. From here all the way back. Even when we was on Skid Mark's channel, you roll how you want to roll. One thing about it, I ain't seen nobody out here checking IB and saying, I took a screenshot of IB. He was over there in World Combat Sports chat. Never seen it. And I know he ain't that type of person that'll be like, let me go back over there and you know what I'm saying, because I don't want to piss nobody off. But these other hoe ass niggas like BF and all them, I got screenshots. Y'all was over there in WC. Man, all them niggas doing the same shit. Drew Titan, all of them. I got screenshots. You was over there at WC. Man, come on, bro. Pay attention to debating, bro. Pay attention there, knockout. Pay attention. All you niggas flock together. Pay attention. Don't take your ass on another channel to debate, bro. You that's not what you do. That's not good for you. I'm just saying that's not good. I don't like to see violence take place like that when it's a lopsided beatdown. I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that because, you know, it gets to a point where people, they witness the beatdown so much on the replay, they start to consider you the victim. And then motherfuckers start sending you care packages to your motherfucking doorstep. You know what I'm saying? Cheese. You know what I'm saying? Microwavable items, non-perishable items, fruit. You know what I'm saying? Health and comfort items, Kleenex, toilet paper. They really start feeling bad for you. That's why I don't like to see beat down like this, because they start to put you as a victim and they start to send you shit and you get mad. To my why everybody doing that? I'm that nigga. I'm better than what y'all think. I cooked his ass. I bet he won't come on my channel. So now I think what's gonna happen is the next time he go live during the week, he's gonna say some dumb shit like he went over there and cooked Ring IQ. And he inviting Ring IQ to his channel. You know what I'm saying? That's sort of what's gonna happen. I bet he won't come over here for a debate. So you might get that shit popping off. I ain't perfect, man, but I ain't gonna take no more shit from these niggas. I'm not gonna do it, bro. I'm just telling the way it is. This dude got cooked, and I wouldn't have so much to say if this nigga wasn't stalking me. What grown ass light skinned nigga you know over here stalking motherfuckers on people's panels? I wanna pull something up right quick. Hold on for a second. This is why I say IB, it ain't gonna be no peace, right? Let me pull up something right quick. And shout out to the ones that's in the chat, man. I ain't gonna be on him much longer, but I want to pull up something. Hold on for a second. Okay. I always got to give airtime. I'm going to do it, because these niggas don't believe in apologies. We talking about dudes who all blend together and talk shit behind your back still. You know what I'm saying? So this is where, the damage, or how do you even say the social media renovations need to take place when it comes to the proper etiquette and courtesy. Let's go back to this shit right here. All right. And I'm just gonna leave this with y'all on people who don't apologize for threatening people off some social media shit. So if there's any cleanup to be done when trying to clear out this contamination of individuals just out here just making a mockery of social media when it's supposed to be on boxing, all they got to do is listen to this, man. You know what I'm saying? You listen to people who was afraid to go into the military, the ones who was scared to do community service and work with the civil service, serve their community. They were scared to go in the military. They've always been talking shit behind my back about my military career. They don't know shit about it. Don't think I forgot Willie the Munchkin, but take a peek now.
Beat blood out the side of your fucking head. Cause you can't fucking see me. You can't. I'll beat the shit out of every last one of you motherfuckers. You will die. Dead. Fuck this black bullshit. It's the monkey shit. This is what you want. Have at it. I said your fucking name. How you want it, I got it. Set it up. Malachi, all you niggas. All I want to do is talk boxing and be left the fuck alone. But you keep pushing. Push it, nigga. Let's fucking fight. Let's fucking fight. This is why niggas can't fucking move forward. This is why. I don't do all this bull. I don't do response videos. None of y'all niggas is fucking children. Some of you niggas is older than me. Leave me the fuck alone. If you can't do that, let's fight. Can't do that, let's fight. That's the only way we're gonna solve this shit. I'll beat the shit out of every last one of you motherfuckers. All of you. This is what you want? Have at it. Make your fucking response video. Make it. Do it. If you ain't coming to me with a fucking date, I don't want to talk to you. You a pussy. You pussy. All you niggas. This is the last time I'm gonna say this shit. If I find out you want some motherfucker that's talking shit about me, you're dead here. Dead.
So you're telling me that
you heard what I say.
so
You heard what I say. I speak English, nigga. I speak English, nigga. You ain't never do nothing. You ain't never do nothing. You ain't never do nothing. This is my fucking This is my show. I do what the fuck I want to do.
exactly. So again, how do you get to do whatever you want, but now you complain about somebody else doing what they want?
Because it's my show, nigga. This is what you want? You want me to talk to you like the grave digger? Have at it, nigga.
And that's where we at. Shout out to Modern King Boxing. He's complaining about something. These dudes don't never want to take responsibility for their actions. So Sir Senior is pretty much asking a legitimate, valid question. It's okay for you to say what you're saying, but nobody else. Why are you doing it? Oh, it's because it's my show. So being that your entire message come from your platform and you're speaking the way you are, then it's a problem. You're spreading a message, polluting the airwaves, and giving people the understanding that you're all about hate. You're not all about black anything. The black that you're talking about is the darkness that you reside in every time that you go on here and you really feel some type of way. You're in your domicile, within your quarters, screaming like that. Just like that other nigga that you embrace. Y'all have this unbelievable affection for one another. More so Drew to BFTB. Real talk. He can't do a whole live. He can't make a point. He can't damn make one single point without bringing that man's name in the picture. Why would you say you want me to talk to you like the gravedigger? What does that got to do with you and that grown man having a conversation? Zero. But you had to bring him into it because you feel like that's somebody you look up to. That's somebody that you're in love with. That's someone that you have to speak on and keep close to your heart. Real talk, I can't make this shit up. This dude said, because it's my show, nigga. If you want me to talk to you like the gravedigger, what does that have to do with? So you want to go from being disrespectful to insinuating that you want to be more fucking disrespectful to someone that you're trying to reprimand for being over here in my live chat. Drew was trying to reprimand Cersei for being over here on my live chat, and my channel is fucking small. But we talking about peace? Listen to me. We're talking about fucking peace in the YTC. There's no way we can have peace when you have individuals that's out here inciting riots. They're trying to bully smaller channels as if that bullying doesn't resonate the personal life. The good thing about it is remotely done. You have individuals that talk about people being old because you heard Drew talking about some of you older than me. But listen, the one thing that I know for sure and for certain, I wasn't doing what you was doing when I was your age, brother. You're screenshotting grown-ass man for being in my chat because you don't like me. So you're trying to take away subscribers. Or you trying to take away viewers that don't come over here so they won't come over here because they're afraid? That is some utterly unadulterated. I mean, I'm talking about some whole ism type shit. The bitch assness, man, the percentage of bitch assness, man, there's no number to put on it. You got grown ass man screenshotting motherfuckers and trying to get them to leave a channel because they don't like the content creator. I'll fuck you up on some social media shit, but I'm not going to tell people not to subscribe, to unsubscribe to your channel. Or I'm not going to tell them they shouldn't subscribe to them. It's up to them fools. All I'm doing, I'm coming for the content creator. I'm coming for you. If I say something about your chat, I don't even know who's in your chat. I'm just saying they up there listening to you. They must not be the smartest individuals on the YTC. That's it. But you listen to shit play out like this nigga screaming at the top of his lungs, bro. Being disrespectful. He feel like if he be disrespectful, WCS will bring his name up. But see, the difference in tone is that he was yelling and screaming. I'm just talking to y'all and going through trying to help people know that when you drop me shit in my DM and you want me to make peace, and that goes for the females that choose to go out on these damn journeys to be the peacemaker. None of y'all should even think about coming over here to WCS when you haven't cleaned up the same people that you support over there. You can't come over here talking about no motherfucking peace, and you ain't been over there to knock out shit. Willie the Munchkin shit, BFTB, Drew Titan shit. You can't talk about peace. Y'all niggas can't talk about peace, man. Because them motherfuckers are disrespectful all the time. You can't talk about peace. Shout out to Martin King Boxing with this, you know what I'm saying? Let's finish this up because, you know, one thing about Drew, he loved talking about monkeys. He give me the vibe that he would rather be in the rainforest with a, you know, a family of monkeys, and he just be more like the queen, where whenever they choose to, you know, release some aggression, they go fuck him up.
Go ahead, talk, nigga. Go ahead.
Like I said, that's all you want to do in the first place. God, not once did I disrespect you or anybody that deals with you. I ain't disrespecting none of these niggas up here. But again, all y'all got something slick to say.
Hold on. This is what I want to do in the first place. Nigga, you have a wrench. I never blocked you. You know how many niggas hit me up and said, block, sir? And I told them no. I leave.
I would have said just block me, because why I'm gonna come over here? What's a wrench? Does a wrench give you a tax deductible? A tax deduction, rather? Does a wrench give you a tax deduction? People keep wrenches on certain names so they can know it's them, especially a person they don't like. They keep you wrenched up so they can know it's you if you leave a damn comment in the chat, and nobody won't be coming over there, because they can just go check their wrenches and say, oh, that's not that person. Or they can look up your channel.
By example, sir. I lead by example. This by far is the worst rant I've ever done. I lead by example. I never talked to you like how BFTB talked to you. I never talked.
See, it had nothing to do with BFTB, but he continued to bring this guy into the equation. It's just too much information. When you talk about peace, IB, these niggas right here that you hearing yelling and screaming, they need to be spoken to. So if you're able to go in there and go over there and speak to them about peace, and they listen to you. If you go over there to BFTB, you go over there to Willie the Bomb Munchkin. If you talk to them and they listen to you, then you may be able to get some leeway on this shit. But this dude is all about disrespect, disrespect, disrespect. They ain't all about respecting the black man. They're not even all about respecting themselves, bro.
To you like how to put motherfuckers in the chat was cooking you just now. I dropped you a link. I never took your wrench, and you're gonna tell me this is what I want to do in the first place? All I want is peace. All I want is peace. What's my crime? I pick Arrow to beat Bud. That's my crime?
That's a lie. Nigga, you a straight up lie. That ain't the reason why. You know what I'm saying? You calling people faggot and all that. That ain't why. All you want to do is try to bring the heat back on Errol Spence, Bud Crawford, to give you justification as to why you acting the way you acting.
That's my crime.
All I did was pick Bud to beat Errol, and I got to be called all types of faggots.
That's an opinion.
You thought it was okay. All right then. So why am I getting to be talked about like I'm the left nut of Satan?
Nigga,
I've never disrespected none of y'all.
So many people coming at you. You lump me in that.
I can't have that nigga on my channel that long. Forget that. I was just trying to put some info out there, that IB mentioned, and shout out to IB, man. He is one of the few, you know what I'm saying, that don't have motherfuckers instructing where his direction is and which corner he turned or any of that. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to you dropping off those New Year donations. I ain't forget. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget that. You know what I'm saying? You good with me. I appreciate you. Alexander say, if a wrench gave me tax deductions, I would get a wrench on every challenge. You know what I'm saying? But look, some of these wrenches, some of these challenges you have to go to, Alexander, you have to kiss ass. I've never been an ass kisser, bro, even in the core. Man, they'll tell you what it is, bro. I just never been that ass kisser, man, at all. You know what I'm saying? They talking about Gary Russell, say he wants Eastside Cruz. I like that fight. You know what I'm saying? They're around the same height. You know what I'm saying? That'll be a good fight for Gary Russell. He's a way better boxer than Eastside Cruz, but Eastside's pressure is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a good fight. He was up there warning that cat, talking about, I gave you a wrench. They just telling me to take your wrench. Take your wrench. Who cares? You know what they're talking about? I don't know. I don't know what that is. The wrench game. I don't know about the wrench game. I had to tell these dudes, some of you got me still as wrenches, man. You need to remove me as a wrench, bro. I'm just taking up space. Don't have me as a wrench, but they keep me as a wrench. To if I make a comment, they know it's me. That's all. That's the play. They'll keep you wrenched up just to know if it's you over there, especially if they got some type of grievance, you know what I'm saying, concerns, animosity. They're going to keep you wrenched up so they can know it's you, nobody else. That's all. That's all, man. I don't include any other channels like they do. They always include other people to talk their beef. Like if I got a motherfucking shit, I'm going in on some. I'm going in me and them. I'm not bringing in nobody else. But this whole situation with knockout is what it is, man. the disrespect, just like from DF, just like they loved them up, just like Drew. All these niggas got the same disrespect, level of disrespect. Super personal, super disrespectful. So don't expect the break to be released. I mean, don't expect the break to be pressed, engaged, man. It's all gas, bro. So you continue to take your dumb ass over there and lose debates, man. Y'all continue to tune in to World Combat Sports, man. You already know what it is. Hit the like button on your way out the door. Pitbull Cruz beats Gary, in my opinion. I have to put money on that, Mitch. I think Gary Russell easily beats Pitbull Cruz. Outboxes the shit out of him. For real. If that fight happens, we definitely put some money on that, bro. You know what I'm saying? We definitely put some money on that. I like that fight. You're not talking about somebody that's overly sized. You know, it's a disadvantage. They both are damn near this. I think Gary might be a little bit taller. I'm not sure. But at this point in time, I'm going with G Russell, bro. I'm going with G Russell. Isaac Cruz doing all this fucking ducking. He fought Gervonta Davis and Jokic Gamboa, dog. And this dude want to go up here and be the A-side platinum. This motherfucker want to sit here and negotiate. I've been in there with Tank. Did you beat Tank? No, I ain't beat him, but I went the distance. This dude is on here trying to do the A-side platinum, dog. All negotiations. They asking for big money. They want to be the A-side. They want to be the ones that's making the moving. Oh, my God. It's crazy, bro. Hey, you know what it is, man. Hey, one love to you, IB, man. I got respect for you, bro. I got respect for you. Hey, you know what? Someone I was thinking about. Right? So I had this video out here, man, of two people that we used to converse with, IB. Well, one of them primarily. And I remember having them on my panel at the same time, man. And let me try to bring that shit up right quick. It's gonna trip you out, bro. I had both of these dudes on the same, and now they passed away. I had both of them on my panel at the same time, dude. It's just the parallels. I just remember, you know, back then when we used to be on the panels at the same time, even you know, with this person. But check this out though. Hold on for a second. Let me bring up this video file. This shit is crazy. It's gonna trip you out. It's gonna trip you out, bro. Hold on for a second. Let me find this motherfucker. Hold up. I couldn't believe I had both of them on the same panel. Where you at? Where you at, shawty? I don't know. It might be somebody else out there that got both of them at the same time. I don't know, man. I don't think so. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if this it right here. drunk. What's through?
So what's good, man?
Yeah, man. Hey, I was saying earlier, I don't even know your name, man. Introduce yourself, bro. You. If y'all don't remember, right? That's how the ebbs and flows of YouTube goes. Punch Drunk is even on the panel. But check this out. Whatever happened to Gusto, bro? Do anybody know whatever happened to Gusto? But look at Rob, the dude up in the far right corner. Rob has passed away from supposedly a drug overdose. And D. Hodges was on the panel at the same time. Crazy, man.
Y'all ready to Punch Drunk Boxing, Mr. Moonshine? First and foremost, thank you for winning the panel Earth Day. I really didn't get to hear you already know what Rod over there.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me in my
Moonshine.
Okay, let him go though, Gusto. Just let him go. I'm trying to hear what he got to say. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna play too much of the video. I just wanted to show y'all. It's been a long time since I seen that. I was going through my damn hard drive, and I said, "Oh shit." I had Rob and D. Hodges on the same panel. I had Rob and D. Hodges on the same panel, dog. It's crazy. Yeah, rest in peace, D. Hodges, man. Did you even know how he died? Gusto still moving and grooving. Talk to him all the time. Okay, so is he still boxing or not? Is he still boxing? I remember when Gusto used to be on the panel with y'all all the time, dog. That shit, wow. He used to be on the panel with y'all all the time, man. Wow. But shit, YouTube done changed since then, too. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, man. Oh, he does? Okay. All right. No doubt. I mean, has he turned professional yet? He should have turned professional already. I think Gusto still be on some of the. I think he's under a different name right now, I think. I'm not sure. I just know he was on the panels all the time. He's over there in DC, I believe. Yeah, I think isn't he over there in DC? I think he's over there at the DMV, if I don't remember. But man, shout out to D. Hodges and Rob, man. Rob was a unique character, you know what I'm saying? But hey, he was on that shit, man. May he rest in peace. D. Hodges, rest in peace, man. I ain't here to judge nobody. Yeah, shout out to rest in peace, Rob, D. Hodges, Batman. You know what I'm saying? Man, for real, he ain't shit. That's Batman right there. He ain't shit for real. I mean, you know, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, for real, man, that he ain't, man, no, he ain't, man. Gary beat his ass, man. I'm telling you, Gary beat his ass, man. For real, Gary beat his ass, man. Man, he was down for the Russell brothers, man. Shout out to Batman. Okay, for sure. But no doubt, man, y'all hold it down, man. I got to bounce, man. It's been like 2.5. I got to bounce, man. Appreciate y'all rocking out with WCS, man. You know, continue to support the channel. And of course, it's not going to always be this damn drama shit. But I just had to address the obvious. That's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But y'all hold it down. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.